Welcome back to Grow the Future, where we dive into the fascinating world of horticulture. I'm your host, Dr. Melinda Knuth, and today we're exploring how the holidays transform the way that consumers buy and gift horticulture products. Did you know 91% of consumers plan to celebrate the winter holidays? As the holidays approach, our emotions shift and so do our spending habits. Many Americans buy gifts for each other and gifts for themselves during this holiday season. So, in this episode, we'll discuss how fall and winter traditions shape the evolving business of horticulture. Fall and winter are more than just seasons. They're times when we adjust to the new weather and become emotionally different than we are in other parts of the year. From the colorful Thanksgiving centerpieces to traditional red, white, and green Christmas bouquets, plants, specifically flowers, play a critical role in seasonal storytelling for us. We know overall in the general market that between Thanksgiving and Christmas, about 19% of total sales that happen throughout the year happen just during this 6-week period. This accounts for approximately $979 billion in sales that happen. And this is a significant amount of GDP that contributes to our economy each year. Consumer behavior during these fall and winter months often become very sentimental, very gift-oriented, and maybe even impulsive as we act on our emotions. According to the Society of American Florists, poinsettia sales alone spiked by 30% in that Christmas time period as compared to other months. This intuitively makes sense since we generally associate poinsettias with Christmas. For growers and retailers, this means that when we are thinking about purchasing of consumer products, we may be needing to market and plan our planting calendar around where they're most interested in buying items. Another common holiday purchase that you would see is roses around Valentine's Day. However, sometimes gift buying is dependent on what that flower is associated with. As temperatures drop, consumers seek warmth, emotional, and aesthetic environments. The most notable plants during these fall, when it's getting cooler, and Christmas season are chrysanthemums, dahlias, and marigolds. And these types of flowers evoke comfort and nostalgia. Gifting flowers is a way for consumers to show gratitude or something that they can remember all of their fond memories with their families and growing up by. What we know from consumer behavior is that what drives them to purchase can be from some of their emotional sides. This has to do with what we call holiday glow. Holiday glow refers to when people become more charitable, more happy, more fulfilling in the way of giving plants to other people or even general products to other people during the holiday season. We see it specifically in research setting through the way that consumers engage with us in different economic experiments and even just general surveys. They are more interested in helping others, more interested in showing their communal contribution than in other times of the year. And so we call this holiday glow. This can also be called warm glow. Warm glow is when people want to be perceived as helping others or just helping others because it makes them feel good. It creates this kind of warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And holiday glow and warm glow are very similar in that way, keeping those warm fuzzies in people's minds as they go about purchasing. So the next time you are at a store to buy plants or not, take a second and think about how you feel when you see those plants. Take a second to think about how you feel with the decorations in the store or even the decorations in your home, and think of the feelings that those evoke. Many times what's also involved with this is the smell of pine, sometimes cinnamon, and even the sight of poinsettia. So all those color combinations, what you're hearing, what you're smelling, what you're seeing. So we know based on this holiday and warm glow effect that feelings and the way that they're evoked to create that nostalgia or just those happy feelings within a person can be very important in the process behind holiday purchasing. As the holidays come around, consumers buy flowers for many reasons. They buy them to decorate for Thanksgiving, decorate for Christmas, for Hanukkah, for Diwali, or even New Year's celebrations. In Diwali, marigolds are often strung into garlands to symbolize prosperity, while for Hanukkah, white lilies often are chosen to represent purity. In Japan, for example, chrysanthemums often symbolize longevity and are gifted during the New Year's season. Retailers can expect to see major spikes in purchases due to this emotional gift giving around the holidays. We often classify buyers into two separate buckets when it comes to holiday purchasing. We have those who are doing so because it's an event, or they do so because they want to. It's a just because type of purchase. The majority of the sales that are happening around this time period are in the gift giving and the holiday related purchasing. Much of what we know about the cut flower industry specifically is that most of the purchasing that happens is due to an event, either a holiday like Christmas or Valentine's Day, or it could even be something such as a birthday or a wedding. These are all events-based related activities, and many of them have some sort of social implication to them, such as making others feel good, making yourself feel good as the gift giver, whatever that may be. So it's important to classify these buyers and the reason why they're buying in relation to the time of year. Because of this gift giving type behavior and it being tied to so much of the sales of our flowers, knowing how to target these types of individuals, like really leaning into the seasonal purchasing or really leaning into weddings or birthdays, etc., can lead to more purchase intent, because the people who are looking for the plants are buying so for a particular reason, and you can appeal to them through your marketing. A lot of shoppers might not even have an intention to buy a plant when they enter a store. The reason for this may be because it's a point of sale or an impulse purchase, where they're going in and they don't even realize that's what they want until they see it. However, we also know, so just because they go into a store, they might not pick up that particular item, but we know the reason that many people go to a particular store or a particular webpage is because they're doing pre-research and they are looking for a particular product. In this case, most consumers, close to 80%, are doing some sort of pre-research before they're going into a store. However, once they enter it, that's where a lot of our sales generally happen within the horticulture arena. That's where people are going in, they might be looking for one poinsettia, and they might look over and see like, oh my gosh, I really like that chrysanthemum. Or they might be going into a store looking for a bunch of roses, and they may come across a seasonal bouquet that they just have to have. So a lot of our purchasing still is relational to a point of purchase and point of sale, but it can have some implications to it in terms of making sure that people are able to see your products before they even enter the store. Holiday marketing and shopping begins quite early. As you may have noticed, you're likely to see Christmas decorations out before Halloween has even passed. Much of this reason is simply to remind consumers that the holidays are coming up because, as you may recall, around 30% of purchasing just that generally happens throughout the year happens for Thanksgiving to Christmas. And so just reminding people about, hey, this is coming up, may lead them to do more point of purchase earlier in the year. We also know that about 22% of shoppers start in August for their holiday purchasing, whether that be for decorations, that be gifts for others, whatever it may be. For horticultural businesses, this may mean starting early and getting a head start with seasonal campaigns and floral arrangements. So starting early with some of those seasonal colors or little extras that are in hanging baskets, in your mum baskets, or even in floral arrangements. Another consideration with holiday marketing is where you are holiday marketing. Since many of our consumers are doing pre-research, it's important to think about what our online presence is. About 166 million Americans shop online for the holidays. Therefore, a digital presence, especially this upcoming holiday season, is necessary and something that you should be seriously considering. As the rise of digital wallets and online purchasing become popular, buying online has become more convenient, and impulse purchases have increased over time. Having an online presence, especially as people are pre-planning their purchases, thinking about what they want to buy for others, or even just going to, quote, fit the vibe of the holiday, it can be very important to have that presence online so that you are ready when they are ready to purchase. All right, let's get down to it. Why does this all matter? Well, flowers and plants are more than just decoration. They're emotional gifts that we can share with one another to express our social interaction. So, I love you, I like spending time with you, this is something that I'm very proud of you for doing, whatever that the emotion is that you're trying to get across. And by aligning our understanding of seasonal consumer behavior with the type of gifts that we grow and that we offer, retailers and growers can better align with what people want. Having that online presence, having that engagement of more of the social side. So how does this relate to people's lives, and how does it relate to the relationships they want to upkeep? So understanding fall and holiday desires allows businesses to better cater to consumers when it matters most. So really leaning into how this will affect them. So giving this to your family, giving this to your friends, setting up displays in such a way that helps evoke that warm, fuzzy feeling around the holidays. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Growing the Future. Be sure to subscribe, share with a fellow plant lover, and tune in next time as we continue exploring the world of horticulture. Until next time, keep growing.